I usually get a commercial. And here we are live, FSB Racing, your Pro Cup Wednesday night, the Big Daddy. Down pole again, the number 15 of Matt Watkins, dominating this season here. Well, actually, we got a pretty good points run here as we are in happy hour. I'm here with producer and announcer and Rookie Cup driver Greg Bernardo. How's it going, Greg?
Going good, Milt. Looking forward to this race. Good field. Watkins on pole, Bokum outside pole. You know, those two have a good history of when we're broadcasting. It seems like they run up front. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one shakes out on a fairly tough Chicago track.
Yeah, this is Chicago under the lights, baby. The STDT, not to be confused with the STD, if we don't want one of those.
Yeah, that's going back a little ways in your past probably there, Milt.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that when the mics are off. And so anyway, we're looking at the field here. Just want to give a shout out to Kevin Lewis's return last night and the broadcast he made. Awesome broadcast of Mossport and a lot of action there.
Yeah, Milt, that was a real interesting road course race to broadcast. You guys put on a great show for you. You yourself, Guy Petra, who really wheeled that car around hard. And unfortunately for Sean and Pops, a little glitch there in the server cost them a solid finish. But it was a pretty fun race to watch and talk about, and I'm sure it was pretty fun for you to drive.
Oh, it was intense, man. I was pouring sweat, and came for Sean Johnson because I think he was role reversing on me, and he was going to gobble me up there, and there was going to be a racing confrontation there. Going to be good, and Pops and are right there too. You know, somebody asked me if I thought I wasn't as good as I used to be, and I think I'm as good as I've ever been. The problem is the competition level has also gotten so much better that really puts it in perspective. I was very happy with a fourth there with that skilled field.
Absolutely. And of course, really nice to see Kevin back on the track here at FSB. You know, he's really just a tremendous driver, and he just can make those turns look so smooth.
And like you told him, you know, he should have slowed down a little bit. He would have gotten the camera a little more, but and the drivers are in the cars. They're getting ready for the signal to fire them up. Pro Cup Wednesday night. This is the big daddy of them all here. For over 10 years we've been running this series, and it's evolved into quite a deal here. And got a really close points battle here with Matt Watkins is leading. And Robert Bokum is minus 17 in second. Rick Johnson is minus 27 in third. Troy Higgins is minus 35 in fourth. And Brian Tracy is minus 39 in fifth. Sixth, Mark DeCenza, minus 41. Troy Knoll, seventh, minus 45. Don McCorston is tied with him. Ninth, Steve Weber, minus 57. And Ken Ron, minus 60. What could happen as the field turns away here? Well, here they are, these guys up front again. They just battled in the Nationwide and had to take the virtual helicopter over here to Chicagoland from wherever the heck they were at before. Guys do a lot of fake traveling.
Yeah, if they could actually get those frequent flyer miles, they could be flying around the world for free. And we're seeing as they roll off here. Let's quickly go down the running order here for this race, Milt. I'll bring that up on the screen for you.
Chicagoland SDT night, 2011 night. The pace car is off. Matt Watkins leads them to the line here. 64 miles an hour. Green, green, green. Boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
And pace car's off, and we're about to go green flag racing here at Chicagoland night.
Matt Watkins pulls away. Nice start there. Robert Bokum right behind. Number one, it's Matt Watkins in first. Field really spread out. Robert Bokum in second. In third. These setups are really loose at first here. Really good to see this field negotiate the first lap here.
Yeah, these these Pro Cup setups extremely loose on cold tires, and they're really made for the long runs.
Cosenza gets by Jeff Hale. Little battle there with Derby Dawn. You know, Jeff's going to be charging what he does. We never did get our picks in, so I'm going to pick my teammate, Derby Don McCorston. It's still early before anything happens. What's your pick, Greg?
Oh, we got, looked like Joe Cutter a little loose there. Staying green, though, staying green. Yeah, it looked like Joe got a little loose there coming off onto that tri-oval area, which is really tricky, Milt. This is a tricky track.
Well, you try to, the corners are so different between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, which is the case of a lot of cookie cutters. But, you know, cookie cutter and try to generalize tracks is absurd. When you're a sim racer, you know the difference. 3 and 4 is definitely a really weird kind of arced angle, and then little hump coming out, and you know, trying to get on that power, the 850 horsepower there. They'll spin the tires, man.
Oh yeah, they will. And back up to the front here. Look like Joe gathered it in. He's still going. Green flag racing continues. Matt Watkins continues to lead, followed by Robert Bokum. But as you can see, the fire of Sean Johnson looking on the inside of him here.
Looking back in the second pack there.
And I don't know if Robert has a problem here, but he's lost about 3 positions, and he's looking to lose 3 more here. I don't know if he's gone into tire saving or got a little out of shape there and just trying to gather it back in.
Well, he just ran a race, and then to get in these Pro Cup setups a couple times and really have a hard time getting your rhythm back. They're so loose.
Yeah, and there goes the 29 of Jeff Hale, and following 52, I believe that's Rick Johnson, isn't it, Milt?
Yeah, that's Rick Johnson, four-time Pro Cup champion.
He knows how to wheel around the track, and he gets past Robert, and
your meat, hung meat out there. Once they
got a little trouble there, Milt.
They're gonna jump. We got Ken Ron going around. Oh, and he clips Michael Scott from the back. Just clipped the side of him there. Oh, terrible. Looks like Sean Johnson too.
Not sure what happened there. Maybe you can take a look at that for us, Milton.
Yeah, we're gonna jump back and take a look, and
While you do that, we're gonna watch some pit stop action here.
yeah, a few laps in, but they still have to pit.
Oh yeah, you gotta pit here. You gotta take 4 tires. You see the 15, the 6, the 29 now running 1, 2, and 3. They're all going into the pits. There's the 18 pitting as well with them. 49 of Derby Don, 52 of Rick Johnson. Also the 22, I believe that's Mr. Tracy.
We're getting closer to it here.
A little stack up there as they exit pit road. Derby Don and look like Jeff Hale got a little bump there. But they sort themselves out. I don't think there was any damage there. These guys' pit stops, Milt, they hit their marks so well.
Yes, they do. Looks like Sean Johnson was taking a look under the 15 and got a little close and got loose on his own, and hard lick there. He didn't want to make contact, and spins right in front of Mark DeCenza, and the chaos ensues. He comes right. Oh, 2 cars split him there. Some great action. But the slow up, the check up, the cars towards the back really didn't slow down as fast as we would like. This is something we always point out here at FSB, and the competition committee talks about it all the time. Of course, it's easier said than done. You have to go back to that and then catch this from some couple different angles.
Yeah, we rebounded. We're following the 5 car here as he is challenging the 15.
Didn't make contact. Just spooked himself there. He was talking to me, the other day, as we've been racing a lot together with the rough Porsches at NGP and the a lot of stock car races last night. He's a great road racer, and you get spooked a couple times when you really care about not getting in another car, but you got to also drive aggressive. It's a tough balance, and he right there, it looks like he just got spooked and got out of it the wrong time.
Yeah, when he was under, I'm telling you, I just raced this Rookie Cup race. Of course, we know the setups are drastically different, but one thing that is what they share is that when you get underneath someone here at Chicagoland into a turn, the front end really washes out, and I'm sure he probably felt like he was losing grip on the front tires, might have cranked the wheel just a little too much, and then with these Pro Cup sets, the back end just came right around on him. And in the ensuing spin and guys blowing down, looked like Ken Ron took a hard hit to the rear of the car, so we'll see if that affects his race. I think it might.
Don's back in the pits again. The extensive damage. They're bringing out the Sawzall, and that's never a good sign.
Yeah, we can see Sean getting some work here in the pits. Yeah, I'm sure, again, man, Sean has just a lot of bad luck for such a good driver. I mean, he's always in contention to win, and, an unfortunate spin there. He didn't look like
racing is so like that, man.
It didn't look like he had a lot of damage, though, Milt. It looked like he spun up, maybe he hit the outside wall, but no one else hit him. So, you know how these pit crews are, man. They'll bang out anything they can get their hands on. So we'll see if he can get a car fixed up and stay competitive. I believe he stayed on the lead lap.
And so we regroup here. We look at the running order. He did get 5. Got him a bonus point, I think, for leading the lap there. Toward the lap leader, he stayed out and got that point. That was interesting. Green. See how these other cars like Ken Ron, how their cars behave.
Yeah, and we're back green, Milt. And we're back up at the front here. We see Matt Watkins leads them off back on under green, followed by the 6 Mark DeSenza and the 18 of Robert Bokum back up to third after that spin by Sean that gave up the position there. And a pretty good pit stop there by Bokum, as we know he's, again, every single one of these pros, they hit their marks. Their crews seldom make mistakes, it seems like. And there's some quick stops, 13, 14-second stops.
Well, just keep an eye on these guys in the back here. Michael Scott got damaged in that slow up, and a couple other cars. So somebody I thought would run pretty good, 47 of Josh Elliker, was like fourth in practice, and in the back there too. Not sure if he got caught up in that. Long way to go, though.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Mill. We know that some of these guys are content to, run the first half of the race and try to stay out of trouble, and then, start using their equipment up as we get down to the last 20, 30 laps of the race. We see a good battle here between Tracy and Derby Don.
Yeah, I was just watching that. You spotted that, baby. Derby's taking a look. He's doing pretty good after we did catch him running around naked in the Canadian forest in Mospart, freaking out the drivers. But looks like he's sobered up and ready to go racing. But a lot of free kokanee beer there for podium finishers.
Yeah, nothing wrong with some free kokanee beer. Derby Don's got, he buys, I think he said, in the 60 packs. Oh, we got some smoke here, Milt. But looks like we're staying green. I don't know what that smoke was about there. Someone must have locked it up.
Yeah, I'm seeing all the cars running, so.
And as we go back to the front, we have a leader change, Milt.
Mark DeSenza. He means business here, and Matt Watkins is in a Bokum sandwich, but the 18 just does not look right there. Rick Johnson almost got in the back of him. 18 really slowed on the entry of the corner there.
Yeah, I think I think he's going into a conservation mode. He's very good at that. I think he knows that there's no reason for him to lead right at the moment. And like you said, this is a grinding track on the tires. If you're abusive here, you might run fast for 10, 15 laps, but you're going to drop off bad and be off the pace almost. So he wants to be there for a green flag run, which I'm assuming he's thinking that we're going to see here.
Well, you got Bokum, you got Bokum Racing, you got Monsoon Motorsports, Sam, you got 3 FSBs, 5, 6, and 7 there. They're getting busy there. You got Leroy, what's the name of his team? That's terrible.
Is that Slim Sim?
Anyway, we'll have to look that up there, but occasional fine melts,
Well, we got a nice little 4-car battle here, though. Robert Bokum has closed on the back of Matt Watkins, and Matt's giving ground to Mark. I think he's content to let Mark run his own race at the moment, not really looking to push the issue, which is a good idea, I think. I think he wants to get everyone settled in here and start looking at fuel and fuel stops and, getting that tires there not to wear out so soon in these early runs.
Yeah, these guys are all planning they're so smart. They're all planning their own strategy. They're also, sizing up the competition and seeing, what advantage they can get.
Oops, well, had a little issue there, sorry.
We can go 34 laps here, so we're looking at Uh,
Yeah, and Milt,
46.
as we go, as we kind of look through the field here, Bochum has now taken second, and Jeff followed him through to third, and Matt's dropped back to fourth. I think Matt and Robert are trying to finesse each other here.
Guys with damage are really trying to hold on to the car. Amazing.
As Jeff makes the pass on Robert for second position. I think both Robert and Matt, like I said, I think they're they're trying to conserve each other right now.
And Francisconi just hit the top 10, and he's right in that battle. And he was reluctant. He had a chance to probably go pro last year, but as most of you know, he drives with just a couple fingers. He's paralyzed from the neck down, and it's amazing what he does driving. And but then to try to handle these, it's just amazing, as he's looking really solid out there and right in the hunt for a top 5 finish.
Oh, we got some trouble there. The 22 spinning.
Brian Tracy is around.
And it looks like we're staying green though, Milt, because he spun down into the grass and stayed out of everyone's way. They're kind of stingy with the cautions here on these aftermarket tracks.
He spun on his own, and there was no cars around him, so just like we were talking, he's coming out of 2, getting on the power, and that baby lit him up, and he locked the brakes down really good, no contact, got her going straight, and carry on, son. Very good
and that's
job.
what he's been doing, and you can see he's back on the track, and he's back up to speed, no damage, and he'll try to pedal around and try to stay on the lead lap here, which may not be easy to do.
Yeah, my dad used to say it's like throwing a baseball. If you throw a baseball sideways and you wait longer to let go of the ball, it's going to go left. Earlier, it's going to go right, and same for right down the middle. So you see what he locked up the brakes, and that's like when you let go of the baseball. So it changes momentum, and it's about all you can do. But it's amazing what these guys can do to minimize the damage there, and he's still got a shot at a good run.
Absolutely, he salvaged it. He stayed on the lead lap so far, and he's back up.
Needs a caution.
Yeah, now definitely needs a caution. He hopes that he's not the one that the yellow comes out on, of course.
A lot of smoke. I think they're barbecuing there down in the pits there, or smoking something. I don't know.
Well, hopefully they're not smoking anything too close to those fuel cells.
Yeah, that could be bad. Not July 4th yet. Leroy solidly 6th place there. Around some studs right there. Once again, talk about improvement.
Yeah, we see T-Roy and Derby Don there swapping some paint. Derby on the inside of him. It's tough to pass on the inside here, Milt. That's when the car really wants to wash up.
T-Roy used to be just balls to the wall, but over time he's learned, what it takes to run with the pros, and that's, a good run for a whole fuel run, and of course he's getting some serious pressure from the Kokanee car there, Derby Don McCorriston. Looking low.
Yeah, and it looks like Derby was able to make that pass. That's some good driving by Derby. It is not easy to pass someone on the low side if they keep up their momentum on the high side and your car wants to get a little pushy. And you got to get off the gas to kind of chase it. And usually the outside guy will have the momentum then to get back around you. But Derby Don kept the pedal down and took the position.
Well, I wasn't watching my live feed live, so no wonder I was behind there. I was like, what the heck? He hasn't passed him yet.
Come on now.
Don't.
As we go a little further back in the field here, Milt, you see some good racing all over the place. There's the 53 and 98 battling it out.
I'm guessing somewhere around 13 laps is the pit window. That's going to get us to 46.
You see, we're on lap
107.
34 right now, Milt, and they came in at about lap 6 or 7, I believe.
Yeah, so anywhere from 43 to 46 on a 34 lap run. The pit window, as we take a look at the scanner and just pits yet.
And you can see we got a nice 5-car battle here, 98, 53. 88 of Joe Cutter, who had a little skid there early on, but he's right back in the mix.
Well, Sam's just another one of my teammates. It's just so good, you know. When you're racing, you look at Team FSB right now, and they're in the hunt, and they're always in the hunt. There's just a lot of knowledge there, and hard to make a mistake for me now, you know, mental mistake. If I make a driving mistake, but they won't let me, you know. It's like, no, Mel, do this.
Yeah, well, they know that's that your skill is in wheeling the car, not so much thinking about things. Looks like we got some spin in there, Mel.
Yep, that be the 19 of Troy Higgins is around and slow to get going.
And again, though, we stay green.
Oh, and he was not as important. He was same thing out of turn 2. Exactly. Comes out of turn 2, gets on the power, catches that draft and starts smoking the tires, stabs the brakes, and hard contact in the rear.
And now we got someone up into the wall there. Looks like Kenny, and can't see who that car is in the wall there, Milt.
These things are leaning on the right side.
Oh, that's Derby Don into the wall, and he's got some severe engine damage, Milt.
Yeah, see if you can follow that. Oh, he's hard in the wall.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a look at what happened there. I'm really surprised to see Derby Don into the wall like that.
Oh, and Kenny and it is still green.
Oh, wow.
He's on fire.
Oh. Watch it. We're going to... Oh, that was a really bad wreck. Kenny got a little pushy as Derby went around the outside, and there was heavy contact, Milt.
He is on fire. I cannot believe the caution is not out. And now it is out. The caution is out.
Let's take a look at that one more time.
Oh, my gosh. There's my pick.
Derby went for a ride on the safer barrier there, and that's an e-ticket ride, as they say, Milt, from the old Disneyland days that I'm sure you remember.
He needs to get out of that thing. He's got his head out the window trying to drive it back, but that thing's on fire, son. Get out of there.
Well, you know,
he's got the fire extinguishers out.
He's a Derby driver, so you know that means he's used to things blowing up inside his cockpit. But I think his night's going to be done, Milt. It looks like that engine is on its death throes.
Oh, that's such a tough points hit for him.
Yeah, that is, and I'm sure the way that happened there, yeah, he's out of the car, Milt. Maybe we can drag Derby up when he cools down a little and gets a fire extinguisher sprayed down on him, that we can find out, or maybe not. He might be a little steamed under the collar right now, but that's a tough break for Derby Don.
Yeah, he's pretty level-headed. I think we don't have to worry about that too much. I'm watching I want to see what happened here. watching it again.
Yeah, it looked like Kenny was trying to drop down right behind him and get the draft, and he just clipped his rear quarter and sent Derby hard into the wall.
Yeah, you know that's not the way Kenny rolls. It's one of those deals where he's hanging on for life, you know.
I'll rewind that here, Milt, and so the viewing audience can see it one more time.
Oh yeah, he hit the wall, and oh my gosh, and boy, Derby went for a ride there.
Yeah, as you can see, Derby was low, and Kenny looked like he was up high, giving ground to the faster cars. And as Derby went around him, I think he was just either he didn't see him, or he was trying to sneak right behind him, and that was a hard hit by Derby. We'll have to make sure that he's I have to ask him if he's ever been hit that hard. I know he's a demo guy, but boy, that was a hard hit.
Well, we're here with Derby Don McCorst, and just out of the in-care center. How you doing, Derby?
Not too bad. Looks like I got to buy myself a new helmet, though.
Yeah, tough luck there. It looks like Kenny just caught the wall right at the same time you were going by. Whammo.
Yeah, that's about what I figured after watching the replay.
Yeah, it looked like either he was trying to drop right behind you, or he didn't see you there, or brushed the wall and tried to stay off the wall there. But that's a tough break, Derby. And man, you tested out that safer barrier a little there.
Yeah, I'm sure glad they put those in. I might not be talking today.
And then you drove that car around smoking. Is that a little flashback to your demo days?
Nah, not really. My Derby engine doesn't smoke. It's too good to smoke.
Yeah, these 850 horsepower V8s, though, very delicate.
Yeah, well, I was hoping they'd be able to fix it and I could scrounge something for points, but nothing they can do with it.
Yeah, taking a look here, you were tied with P-Roy for 7th place in the points there. That's definitely going to take a hit there.
Yeah, that's going to hurt the points, but nah, it's racing.
Yeah, long way to go.
Yeah, there's plenty of races left for you to make it up, Derby, and I know that, you'll be a little more motivated maybe in the next race.
Motivated, maybe petrified, probably.
Maybe some PTSD after a hit like that.
Could be. They make pills for that, don't they?
I think so. We're back green flag racing here, and Robert is now on the point. Actually, Matt Watkins is on the point now, followed by Robert, and the 6 of Mark DeCenza led a few laps earlier on. These guys want to stay out front to avoid any carnage in the back, which we've seen some spins and some stingy cautions.
Are you watching the broadcast right now, Derby? Can you see the race?
Actually, I'm still in race replay.
So you can watch it from there. Cool. Well, what was Team FSB thinking there? You guys were running real solid up there in the top 10. Move, I imagine, towards the end of the race.
Yeah, we were just kind of cruising, trying to save some tires for that run.
We seen the 18 drop back a couple times, and we're wondering what he was doing there. But he's always got a plan. So, you guys taking notice of how he was kind of backing off, saving tires, like he still is.
Yep, that's how I run it. I try and run a little easy in the first half of the run, and let guys come back to me.
And as we continue here on the race, we're on lap 46 of 107. And there's still some tight groups here. Robert Bokum, 52 of Rick Johnson. nose to tail, and there's Jeff Hale, who we know only has one gear, Milt. One gear only.
It's cooking with Crisco. And this, I think it's about time for him to get to going, but we'll see here. He's no stranger to strategy, too. But he's got a couple cars there. Sam Young is taking a look on the outside there as he's trying to make his move, and 17's also taking a look as Robert goes backwards.
Yeah, Robert is very interesting race that he's run so far, and not what I'm used to seeing. I know he likes conserving, but he's kind of losing touch here with the leaders, which is not his style.
Derby, we saw several cars lose it on a turn 2 and turn 4, just smoking the tires, and you really got to ease on that throttle with this setup, no? Yeah, Ryan Tracy's just kind of dropped back there. He's just trying to get some points now after that hard lick there. All those cars back in that pack have damage.
And there we see Robert, who's dropped back to the 6th position, second and a half off the lead. Right behind him is Troy and Guy, who look like they're closing in on him.
A couple new players in this group here in the top 10. 151 and the 53 of T.G. Reese have entered the picture here. Good pit stops.
Yeah,
Tim's lost some time there. He's still in 10th, but he's 2 seconds back.
Yeah, and then we see the 151 of Guy Petra and the 53 of TG. Kind of shadowing each other there. There's a 4-car really race there with Robert and Troy leading the way of the other two. Going back to the 16 of Den, who's maybe a second and a half behind in that group.
Well, the 18 knows that this is a one more stop race if it goes green. So he's right now he's I think that's why he's done this, is he's gone back trying to get a run later in the run.
As we go back to the front there, Milt, we see a new leader, which is the 6 car leading for the second time of the race. Matt has dropped back. I think he's doing the same kind of calculations as you just spoke of. He's thinking there's got to be the required stops, so no need to, kill the car at this moment.
I like where the 29 is right now too, and we call him a hard charger all the time, but he really has really settled in and just put himself right in the 5 position, and as he's taking a look at Matt now, I guess it's go time.
It's go time for the 29 on lap 1. Despite what you're saying, I was in that Super Speedway Series race last night as well, Milt, and myself and the 29 really traded some paint. And in Super Speedways, trading paint usually ends badly, but I feel fortunate, finished 3rd, and Jeff pushed Ken to the victory and into 2nd place. He finished, and it was a most physical race I've ever been in, riding against these pros.
Yeah, for you to get a podium there against them is very impressive, and those are the ones you take a picture of.
Oh yeah, I'm proud of that 3rd place. Feels almost like a win.
You guys are going to see in the next 4 or 5 laps, these guys are going to have them getting sideways coming off the corners. It's very easy to heat up that back right tire on this track. And once that thing warms up, when you get on the gas coming out of the corner, it really wants to step it out.
Really got to do the old eggshell throttle routine here, don't you, Derby?
You do, and you actually have to start letting the steering back out again earlier.
Pointing it more towards the wall. Huh?
Yeah, and let it drift. It's a handful. It's definitely a handful out there.
Yeah, we could see that a couple guys that usually aren't spinning on their own had some problems, which is probably exactly as you described there, Derby. Coming off of the turns, they got onto the gas a little too hard. Back end wanted to swap ends with the front, and they spun down into the grass and didn't get the benefit of the caution.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 22 had hard contact, and he still stayed green there.
And as we go back to the front here, Mark continues to lead. We'll take a look at the top 10 here. Mark's leading, 29 to Hale second. 52 is moving up, Milt. What do you think of that?
Oh, well, we're spin. 303's around on the front stretch.
Yeah, he's already damaged, and he's been driving the wheels off of just keep that car. Oh, Josh Elliker caught in that too.
Yeah, looks like, and the leaders. Oh no! The leaders drove right into that wreck, and Mark is done. He cannot. There's just no way that car's gonna. Wow, that's unbelievable. Gosh. Unbelievable. There's carnage. That was a carnage play right there. That's really what you hate seeing.
Very rare to see that in a pro race, but
we're under caution, of course, and we're gonna take a look at that. Give me a second here, and I'll get that back.
There's always bad things happen when you have a crash on the start-finish line. Boring-wise, or what's Josh gonna do there? Like a guy to try to stay stopped and hold the brake, but it's those leaders are coming, and Mark DeCenza takes a ride.
Yeah, and you can see the caution was out here. Mark just driving back to the line to take the caution, and you can see the guys were just nowhere to go there for him.
Josh tried to get back on the gas, and with all that tanking right there, it just spun his car sideways, and obviously there was a lane there. For racing, they're like, oh my gosh, wow, and Jeff Hale got through that, and the rest did not.
Hey, I don't think the 52 got any damage, guys. You go to a cockpit view of the 52, watch him go through this wreck. He goes right underneath the 6.
Yeah, and as we look back on the beginning of the wreck, you can see Ken spun on his own, and he came up the track, and Josh tried to sneak by him and just got sandwiched between the 303 and the outside wall, and that was extremely hard contact, which probably just ruined his car completely, and that he was probably an undrivable car at that point.
Boy, that was a hard lick too there.
And you can see he came to a stop.
You got one choice, and you're like, got one split second to choose, and that's it.
He had a tire down, and as he tried to accelerate, just huge contact on the 6 car. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the 47 is a very clean driver, very class act. Racing deal there. That's what happens. Definitely going to be. Oh gosh, I'm watching that again. That lick. Oh.
Yeah. Now let's. Derby said we're going to take a look at the 52.
Yeah, you got to do a cockpit view of that.
And yeah, we'll go into the cockpit of the 52 car and see what he saw. You can see the smoke, They're racing back to the line to take the caution. The leaders had not taken the caution here.
I want to see if he sees the yellow out, because they may not even. Okay, the yellow is out, so they know.
Yeah, you can see as they approach the line, the caution lights are on there.
Probably should slow down.
And there you see the
hard call, man. Also, oh my gosh.
And there's the 6 car just flying over the top of the car. And there's the 47. You can see, and that's a view you don't want to see of a car if you're in the other car, let me tell you.
Did Rick catch the... Oh my gosh, look at that.
And he spun down into the inside. And I think Derby's right. There was no contact. Just spun the car, avoiding the carnage.
Yeah, I was just talking to him on the team radio, and the 52 has no damage.
Excellent. That's looking over a 3-leaf clover that I overlooked B3. That's Bugs Bunny, by the way.
And as we go back to the live shot here, let's reset the running order here, because man, that's a hit you don't see very often in a Pro Cup race, Mel.
Yeah, always the trouble with crashing at the start-finish line and split-second decisions to make. And you got cars going full speed all around you, so you just can't. You're watching your rear mirror, you're watching your front, thinking, should I get off it? I still want to protect my position, and wasn't very good for Mark DeCinza there.
Yeah, that's a shame for Mark. And again, Mark and Sean, it seems like, they're always up at the front. They're leading laps. They're winning races here and there. But man, when bad luck hits them, it hits them with a hammer. One of your favorite sayings, right, Milt? Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail.
You're the nail.
So we go back to green flag racing here. 29 is on the point now, which is where he likes it. But look who's getting. He's getting a big challenge here, it looks like. And it looks like the 15 and the 52 have now gotten by him.
And the great thing for the 52 was he crossed the line, so he didn't lose. He was scored in second place, in third place or whatever he was at. So
that's right. He
no harm, no foul.
Once he crossed that start-finish line, his position was frozen from the caution.
As I'm sure you know, the great Chick Hearn used to say, "No harm, no foul, no blood."
There might have been some blood on the 6 car though, or in the 47.
We fast forward here now. You still can't make it in one more stop here. You're going to be at 101 or
As
so.
you can see, there's 41 laps remaining, which is a little outside of fuel window.
Yep. We're looking at about 34 at best, Derby.
Yeah, it's about 34 laps.
So these guys will either have to race real hard. See, this is an interesting scenario when it's not going to be obviously you can do a splash and go and keep the old tires for 4 or 5 laps, and that'll gain you the track position. Or do you short pit this and just run the tires off it as hard as you can right now, and just whenever they give up, pit in? What would you do here, Derby?
I would short pit it. If you got a pit with 5 to go, and you got to take at least right sides, because your right rear is done at that point. You would struggle really hard to try and get 5 laps out of the right rear.
So we'll see how this shakes out, and you can see that as we go back to the front here, Matt and Rick have separated themselves from third place. I think Matt and Rick are taking your advice there, Derby. They're running as hard as they can right now. When they feel those tires giving up, they're going to go into the pits and then they're just going to race the rest of the way and hope that there's no caution.
Well, Sean Johnson is out of the in-care center too, and he's fine. And he was joking about sometimes a big nail. He private messaged me there.
Go back toward the rear of the field. There's Kenny still running after the contact with the Derby. I'm sure he's got a damaged car, and there's Ken still running. How is Ken still running? And there we see Sam and 22 of Tracy and the 88 of Joe Cutter battling away on 3 wide almost, which does not work here.
4-time Rick Johnson has got the angels flying around him there,
and we just saw
he's feeling it.
Just saw the 22 go around again there, Milt. Staying green. He's got it going again. Didn't make any contact, just the back end washed out. He's got some damage, I know, Milt, which might have played a factor in that spin.
These babies are loose as it is, and then you had some damage. It's loose times 2.
It's a little unnerving, too, when you're coming up on a big cloud of smoke and the green flag is staying out. You're really conflicted. Do you just keep barreling forward, or do you let off a little and risk... the Matt Watkins just took a big ride off of 4 down onto the apron, but the skill right there saved that car. I thought he was doomed.
I seen him do that stuff at Indy, in the Indy car, and come out of turn 2 at Indy sideways, and he just grabs it, man.
That was a crazy save by Matt Watkins, just losing the 1 position. That's amazing.
He's so quick with his wheel and adjusting, and he's a slight guy, but he is quick, and he drives like a tiger, man. He just doesn't allow himself to crash. He just doesn't, fights it, But you got Rick Johnson there, Team FSB in the lead there, and 4-time Pro Cup champion knows, and 2-time Sportsman Cup champion.
A lot of trophies on his mantle there, Milt.
We're going to step away for a minute, and the caution is out. Pace car is out.
It's like the 16's in the wall.
Time for a refill. Sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers.
Yeah, it looks like there was some contact there between the 53 of TG and the 16 Den. We'll take a look at it here. Yeah, it looks like TG had a hard run on him and got up high and got a little loose and got into Den, and Den hard into the wall. That could end his night. We'll stay with Den here as he gets down into the pits, and we'll see what happens with his repairs here. He might... Looks like the car is running okay as we go into the pit stalls here. And we see Dan coming down to his pits. Guy finishing his service and coming back out, as is Troy. And 83 of Steve Weber, 88 of Joe Cutter coming in, 22 of Tracy coming in. Everyone's coming in on this one.
Well, props to the 46 of Michael Scott. We've got some damage there in the first big one where the cars in the back were coming up on some crashed cars there. Still managed to get himself up to 6th place.
We can see that they had to shut the motor off there on Den's car, so there's going to be some repairs, and now he's fired it back up, and away he goes. So he's going to stay in it, Milt.
Hey, you got team points, and you got driver points here. As long as you got a piece you can drive, you want to try to help your teammates on Wednesday night.
Here we can see some of the guys that were in the back of the field coming in for pits. Kenny.
I missed what happened to our teammate there, Sam Young, in the 98. He was caught in one of those wrecks.
Yeah, I believe
3
he
laps
was.
down now.
Yeah, I believe he was caught up in one of those pile-ups there. And why these guys are still under caution, let's bring out the leaderboard. And see the 53 who did not pit. Oh, his engine just let go, Milt. Just as I talked about, he didn't come into her pit. The engine let go.
Under caution.
That's a tough break.
And
the clutch. It says clutch. His clutch must blew up on him there, Milt.
Yeah, we were leading the 24 Hours of Le Mans in the Otis series with Damien Godzilla at the 10th hour, and all we had, well, of course, we had 14 hours to go, but all of a sudden, clutch. He was like, "I didn't do anything."
Yeah, well,
anything.
Sometimes these, TG did get into the wall a few times and had some damage, and that could have also affect his fate. But tough break for TG. He's been running good lately. He's been running strong. But that gives up the lead
that's to 15 in the lead.
Yes.
It beats the 52 in the pits there. Team FSB pit crew has really been on the ball here. Really up the ante here after years of domination from Monsoon. All kinds of pit practicing and beer drinking involved there.
Well, as I came into the track a little earlier than most, to set up the broadcast and shake things out, I overheard some the bigwigs of Monsoon saying they were kind of sick of seeing Boca Motorsports take it to them, and I think they told Matt, "We want you out front. We want you to win this race, and we expect you to win this race." And I don't know if Matt's taking that advice to heart here.
Well, they opened their new, cantina, bar, and massage parlor, which you can see those pictures provided by Steve Weber in Arizona. So, they got to pay the bills,
Yeah, they took on some expense and haven't been winning races like they're accustomed to. So maybe some of those bills have been coming due.
I figured it was Arizona, so I went there, to hang out, and they said, Meltman or who? So I didn't get in.
Well,
they can take it to the finish now here, so what's Rick Johnson going to do? I mean, these guys are studs here.
Well,
Now's game for show.
Yeah, now, as we see, there's only 24 laps remaining. It's good. I think it's as we say, Mel. It's go time now, and I see Matt has really put the hammer down. Rick doing a great job staying up with them, but they've separated from third place.
Knowing their personalities, Rick is a calm guy, and they're both really calm. But Matt is an intense driver. Rick is a calculator. He's gonna pick his spot right here, and his main goal is to just stay right on Matt and do what Matt does, and and then try to take advantage late in the run. Stud versus stud here as they gap between the 18. He hasn't been getting going, but now it's go time too. So you got to feel like he's not going to go backwards this run.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised that he's laying back this far with as these laps tick away, but I guess he's still doing a little saving for maybe the last 15 or so. But you don't want to lose contact with Matt. He's not going to slow down.
Well, the 15 and 52 are great on cold tires and restarts. Those are real critical here. It just seems like the 18 is taking a while to get going. He's okay, and I know that feeling, and it kind of replicates once you've had spun the tires on the start.
Whoa, 88's around.
No Cutter is around.
88, 19.
Some cars sliding all through the
22.
infield here, through the front grass area, ruining those nice paint jobs on the grass there. Now,
Caution is up.
I think FSB will be sending a grass bill to these guys for ruining the paint jobs there.
Troy Higgins doing up some dirt there.
And Joe's had an adventure tonight. He got a little loose right at the beginning of the race, saved it and kept going. But now you see he got around again. Well,
and he does have caution. Damage.
Yeah, we'll take another gander at that and see what happened.
It looks like the 16 was caught up in that one too.
Still scratching and crawling for clawing for 10th place there before the carnage there.
Wow, what a drive by the 303 to get through that. Onto the apron, through the grass.
Well, you got to get tires again. The leaders are in 1, 2, 3, 15, 18, 29. Left sides go up. It's like a ballet. And the 18 and 15 are like mirror images, and the 52 comes up on the outside. He does not get the spot, but that was Rick Johnson in the clutch there when it's go time and pit stops. And these yellow flag stops are not insignificant. You can get track position big time on these. 29 crew the Slim Sim team seemed to, as we're watching the carnage there, seem to have dropped a lug nut or something there, because still back and forth. So nice run for T-Roy in 5th.
And we saw
steadily work
on that in car there, Ken cutting the wheel hard down onto the apron, not losing it somehow, and running through the grass and coming right back up on the track. That was a great job there.
That with that number 1 stall and the monsoon pit crew, it has continued to get track position and hold track position up at the front. Good stops, and that's number 1 stall means a lot at a track like this when you can execute.
Yeah, we'll take a look at these pit stops on the replay as we were watching that wreck and seeing who was involved. And you can see the 15, the 18, and the 29 came in together, but you saw the 29 slid through the sign there, Milt, and that cost him a few seconds.
Well, there's the answer to the mystery. We were wondering why he was behind the 8 ball there. You guys are pushing right to the limit, and he just went probably about 6 inches too far. I had to back up. That's 1,001, 1,002, 2.5, 3 seconds you can lose right there. Bam.
And here you see the scramble off of pit road. 15, 18, 52.
52 was right up on the at the rev limit right there.
And as we go back live, as they just crossed the line to complete lap 91, or to start lap 91, I should say, let's take a look at the running order once more. See, the 15 is in the lead, followed by the 18. How about that, Mel? Is that a shock to you? 15 followed by the 18. How many times have we seen that already on these broadcasts?
Rinse and repeat.
Absolutely. And then there's the 52. He's still racy. How about the 46, Milt? How about a shout out there?
Well, Mike Scott's been a spotter for real truck teams and friends with a lot of really into stock car racing for real, and always got some great stories, and a lover of racing, and he knows how to race, and he's really worked this, man. Really worked it. Great job.
Well, the lights are off on the track, Milt, so that means green flag racing should be coming up quickly. And really impressed by Scott there. I'm not too familiar with him. He's not. He doesn't race in a whole bunch of series. I think maybe this is the Pro Cup only. So this is his race for the week. So you know he wants to make this one count.
Heard a lot of some short track, and as we go green here, and sportsman truck did some traveling and stuff. Was gone for a while on vacation, but he's back meeting business here. You know, the 29 back behind and the 99, they want to go, so we're gonna have to see how much of a car he has left.
Well, as we went back to the green flag, we see, again, Matt pulling out from Robert. And he's getting a challenge from the 52 already, which is probably what Matt likes to see. As they go side by side, he can pull away a little.
Exactly. And he does.
And he does. Here you can see the spacing there as we go up to the helicopter.
Great track camera angles. We're getting to show a lot more of all the people that are racing. Pretty cool. Yeah, back to the 29 there. Track has some draft.
Yeah, it looks like he was able to get around him. He's into the 4th position there, Milt.
Yeah, gotta be damage on Mike's car there. Just gotta. But I could be wrong, but it makes some slight contact there.
And that's...
They're all driving the wheels off it now because it's no more conservation now.
Absolutely. And Pops is pressing him. He wants that position. He wants that top 5.
Steve Weber up into the top 10 now. We haven't said much about him. In 9th place there behind his teammate Guy Petra.
And there we see Pops getting a look underneath him, but just very difficult to pass. Let's see if he can pull this off.
Big gaggle of cars there, and separating in between the top 3 there.
Pops rides all the way up to the outside wall, but he completes the pass. How about that?
Yeah, he was having such a solid run at Mosport, as you say, in Canada. And as Mike Scott scrapes the wall.
And everyone takes evasive action, and we stay green.
That's how quick it goes from 0 to 0. And Got passed by a slew there.
So we go back to the top three, Milt. Robert has closed on the top two, and it's a three-car battle here.
That's how he do. He's looking at doing something different than the other two did, which was try to hold back longer, let Rick get by, use a little bit of right front, right rear to make that pass. Then Rick has to work to catch back up to Matt. Oh, we're gonna have to see how this shakes out.
Yeah,
Usual customers up at front.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be decided amongst these three. We only got 8 laps now, going on 7 laps remaining, and whatever you got, this is the time to lay it all out on the line here. It'll be very interesting to see if the 52 makes a move on them and get some support from the 18.
Robert trying to take a different line, but it's awful hard to complete that move because of the draft of the other two cars up on the higher line. As Rick gets a little bit...
He got a little loose, and Robert's looking on the inside of him. As we go in car with Robert, as he looks at the back bunker of Matt Watkins now, and he's into the second position, Milt.
6 to go, Rick up against the wall there. I think the 52 has just lost something there because he is really going backwards. I think it really rattled him a little bit there that he had lost it once and lost a little concentration and then caught the wall again, which is easy to do.
Absolutely it is.
Because his whole focus was setting up the 15 and that's why he made that run coming out of 2 there, and then he lost the momentum and all of a sudden got zinged by the 18.
And as we tick down to the final laps here, we're on lap 103 or 107, 4 laps remaining. It's a very familiar sight, the 15 leading the 18, but Robert looking on the inside of him right there, but Matt slams the door.
Yeah, it's the usual customers, man. It just seems like there they are at the finish, and this time it's role reversal. 18's behind the 15, where Matt made the run to make the pass. Now you know it's coming down to 3 to go.
Well,
he's going to try to return the favor.
If I'm Matt, the inside is very difficult to pass if I can keep my momentum on the outside. But at the same time, if I hug that line, I'm going to be slow, and Robert might be able to sneak by on the outside. So I'm sure he's driving his mirror just as much as he's driving the track right now.
We're looking at fastest lap of the race. The 18, this lap, was the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, he's letting it all hang out there. You saw he got real loose coming out of 4.
Yep.
He's really doing everything he can to try to get by Matt. And that's allowed, this battle has kind of slowed him down because look at the 52s closing back up on him, Milt.
Hey, he's not going to give up. Donkey Bob. And just a brush against the wall there. I don't think he got
and Watkins is into the wall.
18 hit the wall.
And down onto the apron goes the 18. And he gets just ahead of him, but he's trying to come back on him. No, and the door is slammed by Robert this time.
Oh,
and now there's contact with the... Unbelievable.
The 52 gets by the 15 there. As he got rattled there coming out, he was on a bad angle.
And we're on the white flag lap, and this looks like Robert Bolcom's win.
Awful lot of gap for the 52 had to get out of it a little bit there, and the 15 crashes against the wall again. He's obviously disgusted. Can he bring it home in 3rd?
Yeah, it looks like he has.
He used that thing up.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's a little disappointed in that finish. What a finish, though. The 15 might have got a push. We'll take a look. Before we get out of this race, let's take a look at that one more time, Milt. There we see Matt going into 1 and 2, and as he comes out of 2, looking good. Robert right behind him, and now as we get into turn 3, everything looks fine, but Robert got a good run there and might have taken some air off of him.
Yeah, Matt was losing traction coming out there and just whacked the wall. The car was not turning for him. Used up those tires, man.
Yeah, and Matt, you see, got loose again, and the 52 is able to get around him. And at that point, he knew the race was over and lost. And
yeah.
I'm sure he was hoping this was a 106-lap race and not a 107-lap race. And we can see as they took the checkers, he just I don't know if that was just a disgusted part there.
I think so.
But he just went hard into the wall there. Wow, that's
another good save as he was way down on the apron there.
Yeah, that was definitely a heck of a battle at the end, eh?
Your winner, 18, Robert Bokum, and you can't say he didn't earn it, boy. Rick Johnson, kudos for hanging in there, and he really regained his focus, and he knew by them guys battling, he had a chance there and got right back in the mix there. Maybe a 108 lap race might have been his. That's how close the competition is here. The Geico 400. Welcome is burning them like it's no tomorrow there. See if we can grab the podium driver first.
Well, that was something there. Let's, as you go see if you can grab someone for the little talk here after the race, let's take a look at the final running order. And as we saw, the 18 did get the win this time. I'm sure it's a sweet win for him after a couple bitter disappointments in the previous week. Followed by the 52 of Rick Johnson, who made a great recovery after getting a little loose himself as Robert went by him, and he gathered it back and got a quality second place finish. 15 of Matt Watkins, probably with what he would say is a disappointing third place finish. And then we're followed by the 29 of Jeff Hale, 17 of Troy Knoll, rounding out your top 5. Great run by Troy, who was kind of quiet in this race, but there he is at the end, the 5th place finish. Great runs here too by Guy, Ryan, and Webb, who again were fairly quiet during the race, kind of mid-pack kind of drives, but in the end, quality top 10 finishes, as is Den, who amazingly stayed on the lead lap, took some damage, got the car repaired, and finished 9th place. Shout out to Den. Great job, Den. And Pops rounds out the top 10. Mike Scott had some promise there right at the end of that run as we began our last green flag run, and faded back to 11th. He got into the wall. And Joe Cutter, who had all kinds of spins and skids, brought it home on the lead lap in the 12th, so 12 cars finished on the lead lap. And then cars that had some damage beyond him, Troy Higgins, Ken Ron, Kenny, TG, Sam, who shows disconnected. I don't know if he had a connection problem or if he had a damaged car and elected to disconnect. But that's the race, and what a great finish.
So we're here with winner and third place there, Robert Bokum, your winner, and Rick Johnson. Hey, Robert, great job, man. That was a hell of a race.
Yeah, man, that setup was, I don't know if you could tell, that setup was freaking on the edge. I mean, it was so freaking loose from the get-go, and the longer the run went, it just got more and more. I tried to save my tires because it seemed to help, but that last run, man, it took me like 5 or 10 laps. So I wasn't sure if I was going to have anything with them, and man, what a battle. I ain't kidding you, man. My freaking hands are hurting right now from holding the wheel so damn hard.
Yeah, great run, Robert. Great run.
Yeah. We were wondering. Kept going backwards. We were wondering if you were puckering there or if you were just on a strategy.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. In practice, it seemed like once the tires got to 200, they were just really, really greasy. And so the first run, I wanted to see if I fell back some, if it would come to me. And it did, I come pretty quick up through there, so, and plus, once you let one go, man, it's a freight train, so a couple times I didn't mean to go back that far, but, like I said, the tires it really made a difference because it's loose. Once you got that right rear hot, you were hanging on for dear life after that, so I just try to go with the tire, usually pro. We have a lot of green flag runs, so I was going to play that strategy, but, there at the end, I just had to run as hard as I could, man. It was a blast running with Matt and Rick, man, that's right. What can you say about them two guys right there, man? They're like the Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt of FSB. So to be able to run with them guys is a freaking just unbelievable.
Yeah, that last lap there looked like you might have taken some air off of Matt's car as he slid up and brushed the outside wall there. You went down on the apron, which was a great move. Kept your foot down all the way there, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I could tell as I got to him a couple runs, I felt like I could gain through 3 and 4, and I was going to have to make the pass through 3 and 4. 1 and 2, it seemed like everybody was pretty even, and I seen him get loose earlier, but I'm not going to say that was my plan at all. I didn't, it kicked out on him, and I just had to jerk it hard left. I'm really glad I didn't spin out, really, to be honest with you, but I didn't want to make contact with him. If I'd wrecked it, I'd wrecked it, but I just didn't want to hit him or make contact. And, man, it stuck, and then next thing I know, it was over. I was just like, wow, that was unbelievable.
Well, that was, I'm sure that felt a little nice after a couple disappointments from last week where you had a lead and he got by you, and then one that you were stalking him, but you just couldn't get by. So I'm sure it was nice to finally get that win.
Yeah, we just got done running the nationwide race too at Darlington, and Matt's tires had got older, and I had newer tires, and I ran him down for the last 15 laps before this, and I actually passed him on the last lap in that when he got a little loose. So it kind of felt good to not get passed on the last lap, but. I mean, hey, what can you say? Matt's just unbelievable. I was saying with Rick, them guys are just, honestly, honest to God, I can say I had to drive as hard as I've ever drove just to stay up with them guys. So that just shows you what kind of caliber drivers them two are.
Yeah, Rick Johnson, your third place finisher. Rick, man, you really turned up the wick there at the end there. Just got out of shape there and had to give it up, but man, you kept fighting and almost had a shot there when they started battling.
Yeah. I knew Robert had a little bit of redemption on his mind from last week, so I knew I'd be holding him up sooner or later. But yeah, I just gave it all I could, and got the tires kind of hot, so I had to back off and let them cool down for a couple laps, and wait till about 6 or 7 to go and give it all I had. Hope they wreck each other.
Yeah,
he's got the good plan, don't he?
Yeah, it was a great run, Rick, and I'm sure when it looked like you might have brushed the wall there when Robert got by you. Sometimes when you get past, you lose the focus for just a bit here. But that was a really nice job of gathering it back in and getting a quality finish.
Yeah, just got up in the marbles a little bit. Got a little bit closer to the wall than what I wanted to, but just wanted to make sure I gave Robert a lot of room so he didn't lose much ground in it.
Yeah, it was a good runs for both of you. You stayed up at the front for the most part. Great pit stops too. You had a great pit stop there at the end. You picked up a couple positions, I think, in the pits.
Oh no, I think I lost the last one. I think I lost the spot to Robert. Like I went in second, I came out third, and I wanted to pass him as soon as I could, and I reached third to try to stay with Matt.
Yeah, that used your tire, that cooked your tires a little bit there when you had to kind of change your angle to come out, get him out of two there.
You were passing Robert?
Yeah.
Not really, because I was so early in the run. I don't think it hurt it that much.
Well, that was a great show, guys, man.
Yeah, I think I finished second too, didn't I, Milt?
Hmm?
You got me
Yes,
third.
you did.
Yeah, I finished second there.
Good job, Rick, man.
Yeah, Rick was second, Matt Watkins third, Milty.
Not bad.
Yep, that was a great race to watch, guys. Wish I was fighting with you at the end, but
Yeah, me too, Derby. We could have used 2 points.
Yeah, my poor team. Every one of them had poor luck. I want to give a shout out to Mark. Was having a great run. I'm not sure what happened on front straightaway.
Oh, that was carnage.
I just seen this drive shaft, so it's a good thing I won, because I think it's going to cost me a lot of money from what it looked like in Balkan stable. But hey, give a shout out to Den. What about him, guys?
That's
Driving that way in a
absolutely.
top 10. That's unbelievable.
He
I
had
was cheering him on too. It was hard to drive because I was cheering for him. I was like, "Come on, man, he's just top 10."
You watch the broadcast same time as your race, Robert. Come on.
No, I don't have it on, man. I wish I would have. I didn't. After last week's disappointment, I might have been in tears if I'd been listening. So it's probably best I didn't.
Yeah, Den, just a tremendous comeback after being in the wall and having some serious damage. His pit crew needs a raise there, boss.
Yeah, he. That's funny. He said the same thing, so I might have to help him out. But yeah, like I said, tough luck to Sean and Mark. They were both really fast. I felt like this might have been Sean's breakout track for him. He really caught up to it. And Ken and poor Troy, man, he didn't have no back. I don't even know how he was driving that car. As loose as it was anyway, and his car was crushed in like that. So shout out to all them guys, man. They didn't give up. They rode around with them damaged cars, and anybody that's racing sim racing knows that sucks to have to drive around with a tore up car like that. So I give a shout out to them.
Rick, that ride with the six of Mark DeCenza flying over the top of you there, that was excellent footage. Spun the car out there, and you lived, and you still crossed the line and had P2 there. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I seen him sitting on the front stretch there by the start finish line, so I tried to slow down. I knew the field was behind me. I knew they weren't going to slow down, so I tried to ease it through as slow as I could without getting rammed into from behind. Then I seen a hole and turned it left.
Yeah, if you watch the broadcast area, it's some interesting cars as they fly right over your hood and roof.
Well, thank God they didn't touch me.
I want to give a shout out to Greg and Milt, man. Thanks so much for taking your time to do this, man. It's really makes something. I mean, it's really, y'all don't get, a lot of people don't understand. Y'all are racers just like us, and y'all want to be out here too. But for y'all to take the time to do this, man, that means a lot more. More words could probably tell you. So we appreciate it, all of us.
Oh, well, we love doing it, man. It's like I said. Besides driving, this is 1 in 1A, driving and broadcasting.
Well, hey, I'll give you this. Since you've been on here, we've had some damn good finishes for you. So
yeah, I appreciate that.
You definitely brought the luck out of everybody. So we appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah, every single race has been like decided on the last lap.
Yeah, and that's what makes it interesting. Like I said, when you got good caliber drivers that can run side by side. I mean, I run hurt last side Derby beside Rick, beside Matt, and wouldn't worry about them getting into me. That means a lot, man, when you get drivers like that.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you guys sticking around and spending a little time with us. So thanks a lot, both of you. Good runs.
Right. No, anytime. Good job, Rick, man. That was a blast, dude.
Yep, maybe be up here again next week, right?
yeah, great job, guys.
Betcha.
Do it all again next week. That's right. Well, Milt, I'm exhausted.
Want to watch the broadcast here.
Yeah, let's wrap this up, Milt.
Upload. Be on YouTube and
Absolutely, it'll be on Twitch and YouTube. I'm gonna start uploading it as soon as we sign off here. But just a great race, great guys, as you can hear. Just everyone wants everyone to do well. No one wants to see a wreck. No one wants to see someone wreck out of a race. And that's part of racing, though. You win some, you lose some, you wreck some.
That's true.
And I appreciate Derby Don spending a little time in the booth after going out a little early, too. So thanks a lot, Derby.
Yeah, no problem, man. It was fun.
Okay, well, we will be our next broadcast, Milt, is going to be the Friday Aero Series. Wish I could tell you what track they're going to be at, but it really doesn't matter in the Aero Series. Whatever track they're at, it's a big field and it's tight racing.
It's live on FSB.
Live on FSB. We appreciate you guys spending the time, and again, check out the league if you're not a member. FSB.com, man. Check it out. And see you later.
That Aero 88 race looks like Darlington at night.
Oh boy.
Woo! That'll make your sticker pair.
Well, hopefully Friday night I can be in the booth after the race because I won.
Absolutely.
I will tell you, look, to pick the 49 is one of his tracks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks,
That
guys.
Watkins from right down the street there. It'll be interesting. Peace out.